Well, we talk about the old bobcat a little bit.
Yep.
All right, the old bobcat. I tell you, it's a kind of a creature of stealth, and a lot of times you'll be calling, and all of a sudden he's sitting right at the end of the porch here. I mean, I'm that close. They'll crawl on their bellies. You just won't see them. They move so slow. I've seen them take their paw and just feel the ground, and then they just keep coming. And their biggest thing going for them is their camouflage, and they move so slow you don't see them move, and all of a sudden you look over there and looking right at you. But they absolutely, either they don't smell very good, or they don't care what we smell like.
Because they don't use their nose like the coyote.
They don't. I've had them right here, and I've had them. There's a clip here that we have one down in Texas. It comes behind us. He sits there for probably a minute and a half. I'm the only one that sees him. I'm turning my camera on. I get it on him, and finally the guys are wondering, I wonder what he's doing. He ain't calling. And they turn their head, and there he is. And finally he runs off, and he's 8 yards away, and the wind is blowing like 15 mile an hour right towards him. So you don't have to worry about the scent on those. But even that, in that sense, we always set up for a coyote, because there's always a good chance that coyote will come in. And the best sounds for those are just, again,
the best sounds for bobcats
are just rabbits and mice, and they like the bird sound. And like the
bird, like a woodpecker.
Yeah, you can do it on the power dog, or like that. But
and you're fluttering your tongue.
Yep. And the bird song. This is where, like I said before, the electronic caller is the ticket for a bobcat. And a lot of times I'll start with a hand call, pan around, but because they'll keep their eye right on that spot.
Are you using it full volume?
You can, yeah, like cat. I mean, I've had them come to a caller back in the old days with the big old speakers, and you put the wire out there, have them come up and sit right beside it and have it just blaring, and so the volume don't seem to bother them. But the trouble is with hand calling, they have such good eyes, they pick you out and they don't run off, they just stop.
They get curious
then,
and
they'll just stop.
They understand.
So electronic caller, they'll just come for that sound. And so by hand calling, you really got to watch. A lot of times before we get up on a bobcat, we'll actually take our binoculars and look at the brush line and on the edges, because that's where they'll show up. So they're a pretty neat animal, but they're not near as smart as a coyote.
But you can target them when you specifically go and try to call them up, and you want to use the mice, rat, bird sounds.
But the howling doesn't seem to bother them. We're going to roll some clips now of a bunch of bobcat stuff, and we'll see where they're quite an animal, but they can be had.
All right.
Doing a little howling here with old Buzz cooking this good cat spot. After about 30 minutes of rabbit calling, he fell asleep. He's about to get woke up.
Cat.
He went to sleep and everything.
Man, he's pretty.
Yeah. Good job, Buzz Cook. Where you at?
I don't know.
We've been doing only howling here for about 20 minutes with a coyote decoy. This old cat comes in strutting his stuff.
Meow. Meow.
This bobcat had already been sitting there for a minute. It's 8 yards to my right, and the wind is blowing right towards it. My shooters are in front of me to my left, and boy, are they going to get a surprise. Finally, the cat sees one of them's head move, and it's going to take off for deeper cover. After about 30 minutes of woodpecker calling with the little dog Green, this cat comes in and got us picked out.
Finally.
We're using the woodpecker sound on the power dog on this one. We got the collar set up on top of this little cedar tree. Keep the tension away from us, but the sun come out and makes it easy for this cat to pick us out. An old coyote would have been long gone. Got the power dog set up down there in that yucca plant on the rodent. I've already had it on the cottontail for a while, then the jackrabbit. We're almost 40 minutes into this set. The sun come out here again, and this cat picks me out. Never even seen him come in. Just like a periscope. Down he goes, and ding! Up he comes. I've been here 48 minutes. 48 minutes to call that thing in. 15 yards here from the power dog. Got it set right there. Not a real big cat, but nice one. Female. Here we're set up right in the deep stuff. Boy, you have to be careful not to move. We're actually standing up. Perry Model and I. We have a guy with a shotgun sitting right below us, Mike. We're right in the thick stuff with him. But this cat, I don't know how long he was sitting there. I just happened to glance over to my right and seen him underneath this tree. Must have been for a while, because he's gonna get out of there. Mike has to swing that shotgun and take him quick. He's getting nervous.
Another kitty cat.
Nice Tom.
Good job.
Here's the kind of sets I like. A lot of thick stuff out there, but we find a spot where maybe have about an 80-yard opening. And a lot of times them cats will just come to the edge. They may just sit there, but you can still take them. But every once in a while I get one to creep in. Got the power dog set up down there on the jackrabbit. We're hid pretty good here. The sun's not bothering us. After about 17 minutes, finally get an old Tom to come creeping out. I got John Smith with me, and he's getting cat fever. He's wanting to shoot this cat, and I think if I'd have let it come, he'd have just come right up to the collar. Now usually on these deals in a good bobcat spot, you have a coyote come and ruin it. You have to shoot him first. Well, here we kept calling for about another 10 minutes, and we had a coyote come later.